Hey there, so I'm going to walk you through how we build out email automation and email workflows. We have a little bit of description about why we want to build out an email workflow, but I think one of the biggest things is it's a time saver for us. So it's important that we put this together properly. This doesn't mean that we can't go back and make adjustments later. This is always about testing and iteration, but let's begin by understanding about the 3 types of workflows that we'll build out for you. And you click here, you'll get a larger version of this, and it looks like this. And let me see if I can get, so you're going to see the version that actually is my edited version. There we go. Okay. We have, let me make this a little bit smaller. Let's do 70%. All right. So workflow 1, workflow 2, workflow 3. Workflow 1 is typically our subscribers. These are people that are downloading some kind of ebook or a document or a checklist, and it's typically related to something that's going to provide extra value. Normally, people are not going to email you or give you their email address without some kind of benefit to them. Now, you can't control what people do when they get that document or if they're ever going to be super engaged with it, but one of the things we want to do is to help with that engagement is to not just give them the download, but to follow up with a sequence of emails that are somewhat related to the topic of the ebook they just downloaded. And again, the purpose of this at every instance here is we're encouraging them to either book an appointment, maybe follow you on Facebook, or give them some kind of call to action. Let's keep them engaged. Let's keep them doing something. So what happens is somebody downloads, they get a thank you page where you can decide if you want the ebook to be on the thank you page. I don't necessarily recommend it, but here's where they get added to the email list, and that very first email they get is the download this now. Don't make a big fuss about it. Don't try and make this super long email. It should just be, hey, looks like you subscribed. Thank you so much. Here it is. Just that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to reply to this email or something like that. Then we have a series of emails that are, again, related to the topic. Helpful resource, that could be 4 or 5 maybe books, videos that you like. They don't have to be your books, they don't have to be your emails or your videos. These could be videos that you find credible, that maybe you've shared in the past with your clients to help explain a process. The third email, again, another value added. This could be something that you've written, maybe an article, maybe a video. The fourth is a series of frequently asked questions. If you're in the construction field, it might be how long does it take? What's the process look like? Who does the designing? You're going to provide frequently asked questions that are more related to this top funnel process where people are brand new. They're still making some decisions. So it's always that top of funnel frequently asked questions that you get during the sales call. Then the fifth maybe might be another education. I'm not saying you need to do all 5 of these. You could do 6, you could do 3, but you want to kind of break these out. Every other day they get an email from you. We don't want to spam them, throw them too much at them, especially if all they've done is requested an ebook. And always provide value. Maybe the third one you might say, hey, if you're interested, schedule a call with us. We're not pushing this on them. We're not trying to get the immediate sale. It's all about engagement. It's all about getting people to see you as authority and share your knowledge and your skills. The second workflow is a decision stage. This is where somebody filled out an estimate request, and now they're a bit warm. These are people that have actually made the decision to reach out to you for a service. Similar to this one, we're going to have a thank you page, and what I recommend is a video from you telling them what to expect. So they've submitted an estimate request or a consultation. Maybe they've set up an appointment. A video from you explaining, hey, great, we're so glad that you've reached out to us. We're going to take a look at your estimate request, and we're going to get back to you within about, you can whatever time frame is best for you, an hour, 5 hours, 24 hours, whatever works for you. And put that on the thank you page. It's just one level of touch that most people don't do. So you might be different. Immediately they're added to the email marketing list. They might be tagged, and that way I know this person. By the time I come here, I can see they've downloaded the checklist, they've clicked on some links, they've opened up emails. So now we can actually see that walkthrough of what that looks like and what your typical journey is of a client. And now This might be a little bit different than the download because they already have made the decision to talk to you. So let's expand on that. Give them a confirmation of a schedule. Now, if they haven't done that yet, you might encourage them to schedule some time. This may not be appropriate for you if you immediately pick up the phone and call somebody. Email 2 might be a little bit more about the company, your history, your values, your mission, your staff. The third one could be testimonials, awards you've won, a case study that might be appropriate. One thing also to consider is if, say, you're in a construction space and you've got somebody that asks about your kitchen remodeling and another person is asking about bathroom remodeling. Well, your emails and case studies could be separated out by that specific tag that gets added to them that says, this person's only interested in kitchen remodeling. So let's send them case studies and examples of kitchen remodeling that you've done, right? Same thing with bathrooms, same thing whole home, attics, basements, roofing. The next would be our process, an email about how you work. You could either be an infographic, it could be an explanation, a list out of how you work, the first step, second step, third step, and then what to expect ongoing. The fifth, again, another value-added education dependent on what that client is looking for. Then we have the third workflow is what we call an anti-follow-up workflow. This is somebody that you already sent the proposal. And instead of bugging them, hey, did you get it? Did you open it? What do you think? Do you have any questions? Having a bunch of these phone calls and separate emails, let's go down that same route and just provide value. We're going to move that contact into what we call the follow-up sequence. And there's some automation that occurs here where I move them over. You could have a quality check process that you do. This series is really meant to establish your authority again, but you're mentioning things that maybe you couldn't put all of it in your proposal. Maybe this is more things that you want to expand on that the proposal just could not, or that conversation had just could not do. So again, education, an article, a video. Maybe this email 4 could be an upsell. Maybe this is an additional feature or service that you provide that they didn't quite consider. Maybe they didn't know you did because they only asked about this and you provided a proposal based on that request. And this could be upsells or additional services you provide. Email 5 is a timeline, and then the 6 could be the are you ready? Instead of, again, having constant, where are you? What do you think? And don't forget, through every one of these, you can tell when they've opened up this themeil. So by the time you get to email 6, you'll know if they've opened anything up. If they haven't, either they've turned off the ability, there's some computers that can actually turn that off, and you really don't know. They've put themselves behind a firewall. But most often you can tell they've opened the email. But in between here, from a sales perspective, I would still pick up the phone and talk to somebody. But this is just a gentler way of staying in the loop, top of mind, and what we call that anti-follow-up. So these are just the different versions. What we're going to do is you're going to get an open sheet where we might already have some of this completed for you. We might have had some experience in the past, or we'll come up with something just to get you started. And I've got some examples here. If you'd like, just go over here. You can copy paste this and season to taste and put your own spin on it. This hello name, this is typically the automated field that gets used. So we personalize each email. So go ahead and just keep that, keep your signature, because that'll again pull in your name, your title, your phone, all of that gets pulled in automatically through, we use ActiveCampaign. You don't need to change this. There's other things like, hi Joe from company name. We can put that personalization in there, but don't worry about that inside here. We'll take care of that ourselves. And again, these are recommendations. So a workflow, we might have a confirm the consult, an about us, some testimonials, and some of this we can pull from Google Business, maybe from BBB, maybe from Yelp. And it's just a list of people that have talked highly of you. Maybe our process, our education. Do not feel like you have to have this subject. This is just us giving you some guidance. One other thing, don't forget, add some video if you want. Create a simple YouTube. We can embed it. We can link to it. And again, each one of these should have some kind of call to action. So either learn more, watch this, download, subscribe, schedule now, whatever that is, each one of these would have some kind of call to action. Now, once we get this all approved, we're going to come here to email automation. We have a very simple spreadsheet that actually one of our clients created, and we've just kind of expanded on it. And what we'll do is we have the different stage numbers. In your case, there might be 3, 4, or 5. Who's going to get this? So here's we have the client obviously is going to get it, but you might have a copied version over to maybe a third party or maybe billing or info or sales, whichever, so that person can see that the email was sent out. And you might reply to it separately outside of the system. So it's a good way of establishing that kind of workflow. Description of the stage, we've got some conditionals here. So if they click this, maybe take them out of the automation. Maybe they've signed the proposal. Remember here we've got the proposal has been signed. Maybe at stage 3, the proposal was signed. We don't want to send them 4, 5, and 6 because they've signed the proposal. So we might want to move them out of this workflow so that they don't continue to get emails from us. Other conditionals might be if their bathroom, they get this set of content. If their kitchen, they get this set of content. If they're only interested in bookkeeping, they get this. If they're only interested in accounting, they get that. We need to know which emails. So if we are sending it to sales, what is that specific email address? The deal stage, this is typically when we have deals inside ActiveCampaign. HubSpot, I believe, has the same thing, where we move people through that process. In this case, we might not be doing that here, but for example, these two might be deals where somebody has reached out for an estimate request. And let me show you really quick. I'll show you what this looks like. So here's deals. Here's the lead pipeline. Contact, we're positioning, we're getting our research together, we're sending out a proposal, we're putting people into a follow-up. Then we've got some people, I don't want to put them in a follow-up because they've already said, yeah, we're good to go, just send us the proposal. So I don't want to put them in any kind of system. So this does not kick off automation. Then these people actually are now clients and we can kind of track that. But that's essentially what that looks like. And any tags that we're going to add. So a lot of the automation is based on different tags. And if we have a specific title, so we might have workflow 1, download checklist, workflow 1, download workbook, or something like that. When somebody completes that subscription, they get a tag called download list, download workbook. And again, we have our tags here. This might be completed or estimate request. This might be anti-follow-up, so that we can tell every person that's gone through the process what they've done, and we can do conditionals based on different tags. Now, not everybody is going to have deals. Most folks are just getting a simple workflow set up. If somebody is given a tag, then it kicks off the automation. But another level is this deal stage, but it's another level, and it would require an additional fee because it's another level within ActiveCampaign. If you've got that within HubSpot, again, it might be an additional fee because it's more of a CRM than it is email marketing. I thought I'd share that with you. Take some time to provide what emails you would like. Feel free to change these topics and we'll get started. Thanks so much.